Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and it's about time to talk about the truth about projectors. Now, over the last years, I really spent a silly amount of money on screens and projectors, and I failed incredibly hard. So as a little background, I have 3 home cinemas at home, one in my gaming room, one in the bedroom, and one I'm currently building in my living room. And I always wanted to have ultra short throw projectors because they need less space, you can better integrate it into the furniture, and it's not just something you have to mount somewhere on a wall. You can just mount it on the roof or just place it on the furniture and it looks fine. So I spent a lot of money on screens and projectors, and I didn't do any research. I just first of all bought a 1,000 euro projector with a regular screen for normal projectors. You cannot use an UST projector with a normal projector screen, it will all be wavy. So I used that for a while, and switched to a different screen, then to 4K projector, but there was always some issue. Either the screen didn't fit with the projector, or the projector was, for instance, 4K but it wasn't bright enough, or it was bright enough then it was only full HD, or it had high input lag for gaming, and it was a hell. But now guys, I found the perfect projector, and this is probably the best option in the consumer department you can find when it comes to ultra short for projectors, and this is the AWOL Vision LTV-3500 Pro. And now guys, I'll show you what you have to consider, what you have to think about when you're switching from a TV to an ultra short throw projector. So let's go and let's check it out.
Now, when you are switching from a TV to a laser TV, you shouldn't only get a good UST projector, but also a good screen. A screen like the AWOL floor rising screen can be placed directly where your TV is located, and it can even be retracted completely. Also, AWOL offers even furniture for their projector and screen set, so you can completely hide the system. But why AWOL? Because after testing a lot of projectors, this is the best one I've tried so far. The AWOL Vision LTV-3500 Pro is one of the most stylish UST projectors around. But why does it matter? Because 4K UST projectors are quite big and they will be placed somewhere in the center of your room, so a good design might be important. It combines sharp angles, curves and gleaming silver trim highlights to its polished grey finish, and honestly, I think it looks great. It comes with everything you need for the setup: remote, power cable and some adapters. Even the projector's remote control is way above the norm and comes with a gleaming metallic finish and a really nice back cover. Bold black metallic grills also cover the left and the right sides, while the rear panel of the projector hosts plenty of connectors. 3 HDMI's 2.0B, 2 USB ports, an Ethernet port, a 3.5mm phono audio input and an optical digital audio port. The third HDMI is behind a panel that hosts, yes you can see it correctly, an Amazon Fire Stick 4K Max. It comes with a basic but feature-rich operating system, so AWOL focuses more on the hardware and features and leaves the smart interface for third parties. I think this is absolutely great. Smart OS projectors will be discontinued at some point by the manufacturer and won't receive updates, and like this you can always upgrade. That's a real future-proof feature. Also in there's an USB port for power that can power the Fire Stick, so there's no need for an AC adapter and you don't see any cables. However, the best feature of this projector is that it is using a triple laser lighting system. Now, 1 laser each for the red, green and blue core color elements. This is used to illuminate a DLP optical system. This optical system is rated to deliver a huge 3500 lumens of light. That's 500 lumens more than most high-end and expensive UST projectors. And on top of that, you get a claimed color coverage of 107% of the Rec 2020 color spectrum and 147% of the more widely used DCI P3 color spectrum. It also features a contrast ratio of 2500:1 to deliver better black levels than most of the other HDR ultra bright projectors. The high brightness and the f2.0 Ricoh glass lens helps the LTV-3500 Pro to deliver images as big as 150 inches. Now, of course, if you got the wall or ideally a screen space to accommodate them. That's a good 30 inches bigger than most UST projectors can typically go. And talking about the screen, AWOL has a 120-inch motorized ALR floor screen in the bundle. And guys, the screen is absolutely worth it. Maybe the price point is a bit shocking first, but it features 95% ceiling ambient light rejection, 170 degrees viewing angle and 0.8 peak gain. coupled with an acoustic transparent design and a bottom black border for 3D stereo surround needs. If you already decide to spend this amount on a projector, you need to get a proper screen as well. Of course it works on a white wall, but you won't get the same image quality, neither the colors and the black levels. Also, there are plenty of different screen qualities. So far I bought 5 ALR screens, ranging from 1000 to above 2000 USD, and the AWOL screen is by far the best. Great build quality, it is not that thick, it is silent, it turns on automatically with the projector when the USB dongle is used, and even under daylight conditions it delivers great picture quality. So the 120-inch screen from AWOL is by far the best screen I've ever tested, and it also really helps a lot to remove rainbow effects. Also, it's the most well built from all the screens I had, and even though it's higher priced, I think it's worth it. Don't even try to get a screen for long throw projectors, I made that mistake, as with UST you will have waves and never get a straight picture. You really need something that also straightens out on the side to really have a perfectly straight screen, otherwise it will look horrible. The LTV-3500 Pro's brightness and color helps it to both deliver more engaging pictures even if there is ambient light in the room, and it can also handle the high dynamic range better than most projectors can. And surprisingly, it can do all 4 of the AV world's main HDR formats, the common HDR10 and HLG systems, and also the premium HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision formats. As many other DLP-based USTs, the UHD, so 3840x2160 resolution, is achieved by a 1080p that's native with a 0.47-inch DLP chip using 4-phase XPR fast pixel shifting. That's a common technology right now, and I doubt you will actually notice it if I didn't tell you. So in the price range where people can afford it, there is no real native UST 4K consumer projector. But this is tech standard right now and it looks awesome. Now gaming is no problem, so I'm a gamer, I have a gaming room, that's a really important feature. Since release, AWOL pushed an update with a new turbo mode for an input lag of 15 milliseconds for 4K 60 and 8 milliseconds for 1080p at 120Hz. Low delay mode must be enabled and keystone will be disabled, which is freaking awesome for gamers, but you need to position your projector perfectly to not rely on keystone. But also, what about 24 FPS movies? Now MEMC is helping here and helps to avoid tearing. However, you need to adjust it or choose the correct preset and play around to avoid soap opera effects. When you do that, even 24 FPS movies look amazing on the projector. So it doesn't matter if you want to use this projector for gaming, for home cinema, watching cinematic things in 24 FPS, it will get all that done if you, of course, set it up correctly in the settings. So regarding image quality of the projector, it is pretty stunning. But what about the sound? It even features Dolby Atmos decoding through the 2-channel 36-watt sound system which is built in, with the audio support also extending to DTS Virtual X. Now, coming from my old projector that needed external speakers, I didn't really feel the need for speakers here. However, if you want more bass, of course I would recommend to get some ARC to radio adapter and connect some stereo speakers and maybe a subwoofer. But for smaller rooms it sounds really great out of the box. With the optical port and ARC, you have all the options to even get lossless audio out of the system. Now, while the 120-inch screen from AWOL is by far the best option for this projector, I had a problem. It didn't fit in my bedroom, so you need to measure before. This screen is immense, it's long, it's huge. So I had to get another motorized ALR screen for the ceiling mount. And well, you can also use the projector for ceiling mounted setups as it can flip the image. The only thing you need to keep in mind, the projector weighs around 12 kilograms and you should get a proper projector mount that can hold this weight. And also mount it on a rated ceiling for this weight. So in my bedroom I now have the projector with a 110-inch ALR screen and I set the screen size to around 90 inches, which is comfortable because we are very close with the bed to the projector. And if I want to have a bigger picture, of course I need to move the projector a bit more far away from the screen or also lower the screen. So depending on the screen you also have to check with the projector how far you have to move it away from the projector to fill your screen. But even if the blinds are open and there is daylight, I can watch movies from the bed with great color, and if I want to have the full experience, I simply close the blinds. Sometimes the projector was even a bit too bright for my taste, when the blinds are closed, so I turned down the brightness a bit, which also resulted in better looking HDR and black levels. Now, one thing in 2024 that's also important to mention, this projector supports 3D. Now, all of the other manufacturers, they just gave up on this, but you can switch between various 3D modes, and with the optional AWOL DLP Lynx 3D glasses, you can even watch 3D content. I tried it with Avatar and several YouTube videos, and honestly, it is pretty cool. I really forgot 3D exists, as I can't remember when I watched a home 3D movie anymore. But technology-wise, with the big screen, it's now very immersive, nothing like the TVs you maybe used from the past. So if you like 3D, you will love it, check it out. Now, overall, I think for UST projectors, this is right now the go-to options. But now let me show you a bit of the features in the menu so you can see what this baby is capable of.
So guys, I now want to give you a quick tour through the user interface of this projector, because this is something that is really important to me. Now, AWOL is a big, very professional company, so they are providing software updates. As soon as I got the projector, I had already a software update incoming, and I bought also another very expensive 4K projector. And the problem with this projector was, it was from an unknown brand. I had some software bugs and there was never a new software version. Also, the company took the website down, and now I'm stuck with a projector that has no software upgradability, and I'm lost with all those bugs. So guys, let's go and let's check out what we can find here. Now, first of all, here are some apps pre-installed. If you want to check this out, you have here a file explorer. So as you can see, the projector comes with 128 gigabytes of storage. That's really a lot for a projector. And of course, you can install apps, APKs directly on the projector, which is pretty amazing. So it's basically Android built in here, and you can customize it. And the good thing about this projector is it doesn't come with any bloatware. It doesn't come with crap pre-installed. It comes just clean for you to use it. Also, there is screen share, and I was actually pretty impressed on how good screen share works. Now, all you have to do is download the eShare application, and then with one tap you can actually connect to the projector, and then you can start broadcasting, and it will broadcast the screen of my phone. So this is the eShare app, as you can see, and it is incredibly fast. Now, I had some projectors that had screen share built in, but the problem with all that was it was simple, slow AF. Still, playing videos really depends on your Wi-Fi network and how strong the reception is. If you have a fast Wi-Fi 6 network, it's possible. If you're using a slow, maybe 2.4 gigahertz, then video playback could be a bit choppy. But as you can see, screen share here is working really, really good. So if you're using a lot of screen share, this projector has completely built it in. You can also install any other screen share app as you want to, because it comes with the file explorer, and you can install, of course, applications. Here's also the file management. What's pretty cool, it seamlessly integrates into your network. So as you can see, I have here my media servers, DLNA, I have here my home NAS, which is a small one. I can see here my Sonos sound system. So it really works perfectly well also to communicate with devices over the network. Screen share we already checked out. There's also quick access to go to screen share. Also with one tap on the remote, you can go to screen share. It is pretty convenient. Now let's have a closer look maybe what you can do here. Here's also file management on the top. You can switch the Wi-Fi network. There's also wake up over LAN included. And yeah, of course it has Bluetooth. I'll show you that later in the settings. So let's go to the settings right away, and let's get started maybe down here with About. So here you can see software updates, so it's pretty cool that this is built in, and maybe in the future they're also upgrading features on this projector. Then under general we have power settings, so you have all kind of sleep timer. What's really important for me is that you can deactivate the standby LED. Now we have the projector in the bedroom, and I don't want to have any LEDs or something that is disturbing. You can turn all of that off, and this is amazing. Now here you can also switch the language, time, input method, here also eye care and laser outlet detection. So if this is off, I can go to the projector and actually I can maybe get blinded by the laser. If this is on and I'm going to the projector, you see, to protect your eyes, please keep an appropriate viewing distance. So it's really good because I have a little child. It even detects my 2-year-old daughter when she's coming here. The sensors are really great because I don't want that she gets the laser light into her eyes. Now for me, well, I can manage to not look into there, but you know, little kids, this is just another safety features, and it's really great that the sensors are working perfectly fine. Now this was here, the eye care and laser outlet detection. It also has CEC, of course. There's screensaver settings. You can activate ketone and P-J-Link for managing it over the network, which probably none of us is using anyway. Now here we have Bluetooth. The cool thing is it has also the ability to stream to a Bluetooth speaker. For instance, the Sonos Era, I used it as surrounds or as general as speakers for my projector setup, and it can stream directly the music latency free to any Bluetooth speaker, which is pretty cool. And if you don't have any expensive sound system, you just want to use a proper Bluetooth speaker you already have or a Sonos speaker, you can simply do that, and it works latency free, because on my old projector it was a huge delay which was unbearable. Now also network features, well, you have the option of wired network, wake up on LAN, and wireless network. So I've just connected over Wi-Fi because I don't have Ethernet here. There are different sound equalizers to switch through. I kept it in movie, which sounds pretty great for, of course, watching movies. The output device can be changed. As you can see, you have plenty of options on what you want to plan to use as speakers. To be honest, the integrated speakers, I have a 30 square meter bedroom, quite big. It sounds great. It is enough. Also, if there's music, you still understand people talking. So the speakers in the projector are really great. There's nothing wrong about that, but it's lacking, of course, bass because it's integrated speakers. So if you want to, you can go via HDMI eARC, mount a soundbar, mount any HDMI to radio converter that sends to your speakers. Plenty of options. Bluetooth also works here pretty latency free, and there's of course SPDIF. As you can see, depending on what you put out over eARC or not, you can also activate DTS, Virtual X, Dolby Atmos, and Dolby Atmos with the integrated speakers. To be honest, it sounds really good for me, so I'm quite happy with the integrated speakers, and I'm not sure if I will put more speakers, maybe for the extra bass, but the integrated speakers sound great, to be honest. Here we have the light settings. You can choose here between bright, standard, soft or user settings, and as you can see, you can customize this also here. And also there's the intelligent light sensor. You see if I turn it on or off, it will, depending on the environment light, boost or decrease the light. But yeah, here you can see the maximum light output, and it is really, really bright. Now projection mode, you can switch it. Because I'm using it on the ceiling, I had to go from front projection, of course, to front ceiling. It also works rear ceiling, rear desktop. So it doesn't matter how you want to mount that projector, you can do it. There's also actuator control here. There's the correction chart. So to get a perfect square, you can also see here a little bit how I had to keystone adjust it. Here in the manual correction, you can adjust every single field if you want to move it in or if you want to move it out, and just until you get the perfect square. Focus is working manually, but this is a projector that you place once and you don't touch it anymore, so I have no problem with that. It's not a portable projector. And here, as you can see, it goes with the image 4 for back, and you just look at the patterns until everything is sharp. Maybe the bottom a bit more for my eyes, but it really, yeah, like this is good. Really depends on your eyes, I guess. Here's also turbo mode. Turbo mode is to get the lowest latency, lowest input lag for gaming. But what this is doing, it will disable anything that is rendering the image. So if you rely on keystone like me, because I have it mounted on the top, not perfect, then it will look like this. Now, of course I can game in this, but also in the normal mode, which is keystone corrected. For me as a 30-year-old gaming casually on my PlayStation 5, it is perfect. I don't need the turbo mode. Maybe some professional esport people, okay, they want to have turbo mode, but then you need to have the AWOL screen, place it correctly 100% without keystone, and you have fun in gaming. I tried it on my PlayStation 5 and it just felt like playing on a computer screen. Absolutely amazing. So that's it regarding the light. Then we have image modes, of course. You can choose here between presets, just like an audio equalizer for different things, gaming, movie, sports, standard, vivid. I have my own user customized thing here already. I like it to be a bit brighter, to have more contrast, and also have a bit boosted color tone and increase a little bit the sharpness. Of course, in tone here, you can adjust many things, as you can see right over here. Also, you can adjust full RGB if you want to in advanced settings. So there are many things you can do here. Also, MEMC, you can switch here between low, medium, or for movie. Then there's also the low delay mode. If you switch this on, of course, you have a low delay. We have noise reduction. I played around with it. Usually I would just keep it in auto. There's dynamic contrast, enhanced black levels, which helps with the black levels. You can set the gamma from dark to bright, as you can see right over here. The color temperature can also be switched from standard, hot, cool, or even user customized. And the same goes for the white balance. And you don't have only red, green, blue. Also you have in the color correction here many things, like you can adjust the saturation for every single color, as you can see right over here. So you can really tweak it and color correct it to fit your needs. On my old projector there was, yes, RGB, but very basic. Here with the AWOL Projector you have plenty of options, which is amazing. MPG and also noise reduction and white color gamut can be switched on here as well, and HDR, it goes automatically in HDR because I'm using Dolby Vision. Anyway, here's also the zoom mode. You can choose here between different formats, for instance, also for 16:10, 32:9, 21:9, whatever, but I just keep it in auto mode. Then there's also 3D settings. If you want to use the 3D glasses, and guys, it is pretty amazing. I never expected that 3D is coming really back. You have different modes you can choose between of, like side by side for just simple YouTube videos that are side by side, or even frame packing. If you just render this on a computer, send to the projector, you can use frame packing. There's top and bottom, frame of continuous. So you have plenty of options on watching basically any kind of 3D content on this projector, which is pretty cool. And also Dolby Vision here, you can adjust the screen size here. Also, you can adjust here the screen gain depending on the screen you're using, but I'm more likely here in my bedroom, I settled down to 100 inches. This is how I like it, not too big. And yeah, that's it, I think, regarding the settings. Other than that, you can reset it. Here down there, you have all your inputs. You have 3 HDMIs. You can use also one as ARC. And also composite is right over here if you have some older devices to be connected. So it is very versatile in terms of connectivity, in terms of settings, in terms of network features. And overall, I really not only love the user interface, I'm absolutely happy with the total performance. Alright guys, so we're now here at the end of this video, and what did I learn on spending a lot of money on projectors and screens? Now first of all, think of what you need. Do you want a normal conventional projector or an UST projector? And if you want an UST projector, choose wisely. Now I know the AWOL Vision LTV-3500 Pro is a bit more on the pricey side, but it's also one of the most brightest projectors I've ever had, I've ever seen. It goes up to 150 inches and it has also great sound, it has great features, you can use everything with one remote. It's just a very versatile and great projector. Also, it has a very low input lag. If you're into gaming, that's something you need to consider. I had a lot of cheap UST projectors and first-person shooters are unplayable. If you play something else, let's say like real-time strategy or whatever, or some casual games, yes, it's possible, but if you really want to play first-time shooters and you don't want to suck in the game, you need a projector with a low input lag. The only downsides, well, it is not cheap, obviously, because it's a great product, and second of all, it is quite big. So you need to think about on how you want to mount it. Now, as you've seen, I've mounted it like straight out of the wall and not on the ceiling. So you need to think about a lot of things like, can my mount hold the weight? What about the walls? How will I mount it? What's the distance to the projector screen, etc. So Many things to consider, choose wisely, but if you don't want to choose all of that, if you don't want to think about it, you can also have the hassle-free experience by just getting the 120-inch screen, getting the projector in a bundle, and then you just place it somewhere and boom, there you go, you have the perfect home cinema. But guys, here's a little tip if the LTV-3500 Pro is too expensive for you. Have a closer look at the AWOL Vision LTV-3000 Pro. It's essentially the same projector, the same quality, it has Dolby Vision, it also has all the features like smart home mode, can connect to Alexa and Google Assistant. The really only difference is that the peak lumens, so the peak brightness of the LTV-3000 Pro is 3000 lumens. This product has a more reasonable price, and if you don't need a super bright projector because you're always watching in a very bright room, then you actually won't see a crazy difference. So if you really want the brightest and best projector, well, go for the 3500 Pro. If you want to save a bit of money, also have a closer look at the LTV-3000 Pro. So I really hope I could help you with this honest video about my story with UST projectors, and really recommendation to the AWOL Vision LTV-3500 Pro. Absolutely a great projector if you want to spend that amount of money. Alrighty guys, so big thanks for watching here until the end of this video. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask and leave a comment down below, and I will try to reply as soon as possible. So see you in the next one. Bye.